ladies, the car is in. Hello, testing. Anybody home? Yes, ladies and gents, we're on lap number 1 here at Ben Chicken Racing in Tampa as we turn the corner. We got Priscilla looking pretty good. We got little apricot chicken right as we hit lap number 2. We got a little bit of heaving-jeeving hanging down the end there. We got Beyonce, we got Sparkles. It's a lemon rind, ladies, all right? Here we go, we're on lap number 3. We're on lap number 3. Here we go, ladies and gents, right, we're halfway there. 2 laps to go. We got trainee chicken right as we turn the corner onto the final lap. Here we go, ladies and gents, we are on the final lap. If you've got a chicken, cheer her home. Here we go, it's going to be close. Hope you're watching, Toby. Here we go. Oh! Ladies and gents, she shot at age.
So we gifted him a piece of land to encourage them to do so. Now the piece of land he gifted him went from 130 kilometres up that way in Motorburra, down about another 30 to 40 kilometres that way, had the Thompson River here as its entire southern boundary, and pushed north to the tune of 1.2 million acres. And because it was, it was nice enough for him to gift it to him, they named it after him. So they called it Bowen Down Station, after Governor Bowen. And Bowen Down Station became the focal point of settlement in this part of the world. Okay, it was the place where people tried to get to, because it was the last place you could get to that still could sell your supplies, etc., before you pushed further west. Okay, and between 1861 and 1870, okay, when Harry Redford knocked off 1,000 cows without noticing there were that many cattle pushed into this area that could actually happen. Okay, and if you came here on the Landsborough Highway, which you probably did, you came on the route that William Lansbury used to bring cattle and sheep into this region. Okay, now this region has always been grazing land. Okay, from day dot, and it's not because it's poor country. There's an old saying here that if you stick with this land in the dry and the wet, it'll stick to you. Okay, and that's literal and metaphorical. So the problem we got here is the rainfall, because the rainfall isn't consistent enough to allow cropping and that sort of stuff. Okay, the rain gets that dry here at times that we don't have cattle ticks, and there are no termites here either. Okay, and when it's a bit rough for a termite, you know it's real rough. So that's kind of what happens here. But they have, you get cattle out here, you get sheep. Okay, we also have plenty of goats, and there's no such thing as a feral goat out here anymore, because every farmer's got an ear tag in one, because they're all worth money, and they do a little bit better in the dry than the sheep do. So they're not bad to have around the property, and there are also camels out here now as well. So you get that. The nearest cropping itself is about 400 kilometres that way in Emerald. So this country is a particular type of environment, and it's more suited to grazing, so that's what they do here. As you can imagine, he's probably a little bit of the social outcast out there. Okay, and went into town, talked to a few blokes about Paddy, and I came back with this story, and this is called Paddy's New Bull. Paddy bought an expensive bull while at the Lismore sales. He was a big and handsome beast, maybe too big for his bales. He nursed him home in the truck for the vigour he would bring, but he just stood around outside his yards and didn't do a thing. He locked him up inside a pen with some cows were rather keen, but though he was a striking beast, he was no love machine. Paddy sensed disaster, because he'd cost a damn crop, just completely lacked the interest, and he wouldn't do the job. So Paddy gave his vet a call and found his main man sick away, so he spoke to this other bloke, was there to cover for the day. Told this joker, bought a bull that was young and that was strong, but he didn't seem to like the cows, and he couldn't figure what was wrong. So the vet came out to see him, charging dearly for the call, and though he looked him over closely, he could find nothing wrong at all. Paddy cursed a sailor's blush as his crushing gut was full. What the hell am I going to do with a good-for-nothing bull? Now, the vet reached inside his bag and produced a small white vial. He cupped his hand across his mouth and he thought a little while. Look, he said, I've some tablets here, might give your bloke a lift. They're a kind of natural tonic, so I'll make to you its gift. Prescribed on strict condition, any risk will be on you. Just a tablet every morning, till you hear some passion in his mood. But once you start to see effect, don't give him any more. Some real voodoo inside this pill, so please, your promise sure. Now, Paddy promised faithfully he would do as he was told. Even half a chance was better than to try and have him sold, so days 1 and 2, he put a tablet into a bag of feed. But with no change of bull behaviour, twisted, anxious, urgent need. Paddy decided the medication required his personal review. So, on the morning of the 3rd day, he doubled up with 2. Within an hour, he would hear the first bellow to the mob. Paddy, delighted, his new bull was finally on the job. Though he was quite pleased at first. Love's bliss never lasts so long. Very clearly from the outset, Something strange was going on. Those cows in the pen for company were now weak-kneed and pale. He let out a mighty bellow and with one leap cleared the rail. He raced off so fast down the road he left a trail of dust. No cow was left unsatisfied in this revel of bovine lust. He cleared the fence into the lane and then he cleared the gate. Paddy lost him by the creek, so he just went back home to wait. Sure enough, sunrise next day, there's a bash upon his door. The copper there, said Paddy, was required answer to the law. The bull had taken every fence and brought down every rail from the farm to the town, had left a devastating trail. No cow left unmolested. Every bull was chased away. Not a milker in a dairy at the dawning that there day. The townsfolk tried to round him up and bring him home instead, but when he tried to mount the copper's horse, the sergeant shot him dead. Paddy pondered on those pills. Thought they tasted just like mint. It was the last thought he had before his eyes began to squint. Next thing he woke up and was in the worst of states, in a bed in a hospital, surrounded by his mates. They told all that had happened and they carried on at length, recounting vivid demonstrations of stamina and strength. Your wife? Almost catatonic. How it was we brought you here. All the boys want to know is where it was you got that gear. The judge ordered to pay the damage by Paddy for that day. The butcher paid him out a pittance just to drag the beast away, but the publican bought the beef and then he booked the picnic ground. The day he barbecued that bull, men flocked from miles around. Now, Paddy lives a simple life with his cows out on the farm with nothing to disquiet or to ever cause alarm, but the cats and dogs, with his wife, always take off for the hills should they ever get the inkling that Paddy's on the pills. Thank you.
behaviour for a few reasons. It's not a circus trick. We didn't teach him how to throw rocks at eggs. He could use some. He's never seen another buzzard do it in his life. Yeah, change your rock. It's what we call innate behaviour. When he was 3 months old, we gave him a rock, we gave him an egg, and something just twinged in his brain. He just started automatically doing that, which is kind of fascinating. Tool use is supposed to be a good indicator of how intelligent you are. I'm not sure you could call that proper intelligence. He will throw rocks at footballs. There's not much problem solving going on there. He runs around a little bit like a big predatory chicken, long legs and a short tail. Doesn't look quite as majestic on the ground. Usually you see them soaring very high over outback woodlands, looking for baby birds and eggs to steal. They're quite a generalised hunter outside of emu breeding season or bird breeding season. They'll hunt bearded dragons, shinglebacks, they'll hunt rabbits. They're not too fussy. One of the best ways to identify them, they've got big white window patches in their wings. They look like big silver coins, and that's the best way to differentiate them, especially. This time of year with the wild wedgies, if he goes up to the range, which sometimes he likes to do, it turns into a episode of Top Gun, because he likes to try and fight the wild wedge-tailed eagles on the range, which is not good for our heart rates, because even though he's a good flyer, he's not as good as the wild wedge-tailed eagles, and they are very, very fast. So she needs to take a seat for us. Yep, cheers. So these chaps, very, very good hunters. What they'll do, they'll stoop from very high, like that falcon, and they'll turn themselves into a big bird-shaped missile. We've clocked our wedge-tailed eagle at 124 kilometres an hour before. He actually wears a GPS. So she needs to take a seat, mate. Yep, she needs to sit, yep. So basically, these guys, very, very powerful. Looking up, the wild wedgies are still probably there. You can see about twice as far as we can. Yeah, there they are. They're way, way up. So basically, he's seen them and he's asking me politely to let him go so I can go fight them. I know. So I don't really want another bird fight this morning. Anyway, guys, that's about it for the Savi. Thank you very much for coming. We are going to do photos with one of our barn owls if you're interested. It costs $10. You can hold a barn owl on your own club if you want. Stick around, we'll answer any questions you have. And thanks for coming. Have a good day. Thank you.
Bye.